Hey everyone, it's Bowler Guy, and today we're going to be analyzing the new PB 2323. And I have a forest spawn, which I guess is kind of common in my PBs now. But here I am, I take off. I'm going to run to this plains biome that I saw while in the forest. Not immediately a village or anything, but you know, if there's one thing you learn from these PBs is that you don't really need to see stuff off spawn to get one. So, ta-da! There we are. That's the main takeaway, I suppose. But here we are. I'm going to run up this hill just to take a look if there's anything. If not, I'm going to reset. And I run up this hill, and right about here I see there's a rune portal in a village. There also ends up being a blacksmith in the village, but I didn't see it here. So my plan is going to be to run to the rune portal first. I usually do this because I can get a gold axe or gold pickaxe, and that speeds up the village by a couple seconds. So, something I like to do. Oh well. And here is the ruined portal. I don't exactly remember. Alright. Some gold tools, a gold shovel, and a flint and steel. Okay. No. It's just gold. It's just a gold shovel and a flint and steel. And a piece of iron, I suppose. For whatever reason, I broke some dirt. I don't really know why I did that. I'm running up here. I don't really think there's much. I saw a lava pool to my right, too. And then right about here is where I see the blacksmith. I placed the dirt down, and that was definitely useful and totally necessary to do. And I'm going to break in the blacksmith. Not really too much notable that's here. Just a bit of iron tools, and then the iron pickaxe as well. And some obsidian, so I suppose it was a pretty good blacksmith, you know. But it wasn't anything phenomenal. I can't really golem skip here because because I need a bucket. I learned from my 2510 I probably shouldn't enter the nether without a bucket because it kind of makes one cycle a lot easier. So I could have placed the obsidian in the rune portal and entered that way, but I decided not to because it's a really bad idea. So I'm going to craft some tools here. My plan is going to be take down the golem, enter through the lava pool. I'll get some food too. That would be a little bit helpful. The golem's like right there too. You can see I'm right into it. I have a sword in hand and I miss. I'm bad. I'm sorry. But boom, I hit it second try though. I'm gonna do the good old boom, 3 blocks up. And I throw out that. I'm gonna craft some wheat. And I hit it with an axe for whatever reason the first time. Then I just go ham with the sword here. And in classic fashion, I think I get 4 or 5. I hope it's 5 because that's really classic bowler fashion. Let me see. I know I got 1 earlier. Yeah, I did get 5. Okay. That's so average for me. So I'm going to steal the water. I'm going to craft the sword. And I'm going to break into the back of this hotel and see if I can get more food and maybe some more beds. No more food, but I do end up getting the beds that I need. So that's lovely. And then I could have very well, as I said, used the obsidian in the rune portal, but I didn't want to, being that there's a lava pool right here. And the other reason is if I were to classic trade a little bit, there's a good chance I can pull 3 obsidian and do educated travel. However, that did not actually end up happening. But oh well. You can see I'm very, very bad at making a portal, so here I am trying to make a portal. It doesn't really start out that well. I dig and then I accidentally pick up lava here. Oh my. I'm a wreck. I'm sorry. Remember, this is like the PC world record. And this is who you're up against. Like, this is me making like a billion mistakes, but I still have world record. Like, if I can do it, you can definitely do it. You got this. Alright? So I'm going to pick up the lava here. I remember I have flint and steel, so I'm going to light the portal, and I'm in the nether. I don't exactly remember the time, but I think it's somewhere around 4 minutes. And my loads are atrocious again. But here we are. You know, the nether. It's going to be lovely. I'm going to have to run around and hope I hit something. That's about all you can do on Bedrock Edition. You don't really have any F3 screen at your disposal. Here we are. I'm going to write down my coordinates. Actually, I saw a ghast, so I had to kind of run out of the way before I wrote down my coordinates. And you know how I said I like to go pause. I ran that way and realized it was not pause, and I tried to run this way, and it was pause. And you know what I got instantly? A fortress. I know a lot of people do not like to play Fortress first. I am very strange in that I do, because it's funny. So I did see the bad part of the fortress, so I'm trying to look around the good part of the fortress, see if I can spot a spawner. I don't, so I'm gonna have to run up here and see if I can get a better vantage point. And then there's just a spawner chilling right over there. That's lovely. So I'm kind of like freaking out. I don't really know what to do here. I end up just kind of walking up the side of it, and there's no mobs for whatever reason. I don't I don't know. There's 3 blazes here, so I kind of have to like run down this staircase and try to dodge them a little bit. I don't want to get lit on fire, and then I actually end up getting lit on fire anyway. So that didn't really solve much. But in the end, I am at a blaze spawner. It is quite early. You know, it's probably like 6 minutes or so. I set up my little blaze contraption thing that I like to set up because then I do not take much damage at all. I have to kind of like pathfind around that, and that gives me a lot of time to smack them with my iron sword. And here spawns one, and I run away for no reason. I could have just critted it twice and, you know, taken it out, but oh well. That's the worst thing that happens in this run. Well, other than a lot of other things. So it's not even close to the worst thing that happened in this run. Here we are, taking out some more blazes. I finished digging out the entirety of the bottom layer of the spawner here. I think I only have 2 rods. Yeah, I only have 2 rods at this point. So, a little bad. And it's also at this point that I'm deciding what to do next. I couldn't really figure out what quadrant this fortress was in. I think it was in positive. I think. There's this basalt in front of me, and there's not a whole lot of terrain on my left, I think. That's what I'm kind of looking at here, like, where do I go? Because I do have an iron pickaxe, and if there was a bastion pretty close, that would have been, you know, that would have been pretty cool. But there's a basalt. And warp forests usually spawn, like, on the outskirts of the basalt biome, I've noticed. I don't really know if that's always true, but I make a decision later on to go right, which ends up working out very, very well. I wanted to go right here because they tend to spawn on the basalt, and the basalt doesn't really... There's no terrain left, so I can't really go left. And go from where I can, there's just nothing there. So I'm leaving the fortress with 6 rods, and then this blaze drops a 7th on the way out. And here I am, like I just explained, I'm going to go right here. Literally just because it's the outskirts of a basalt biome, which means potentially a warp forest. And here we are. It's kind of bad terrain this way too, but at least there's some terrain, I suppose. I'm off. I'm just gonna kind of run up the side of this hill here. It's going to be very awesome. And you can see there's still some blazes. And right as I get over this hill, you're about to see it. There's going to be some warped or twisting vines. Yep, there they are. Signifies warp forest. And the only thing about a warp forest that can potentially be bad is either it's not going to be large enough to, like, for a lot of Endermen to spawn, or it's going to be bad terrain. And luckily I don't face either of these problems. I get up here and I'm kind of like, oh wow, this is fairly open terrain, and there's not a whole lot of other terrain around, so this would be a very, very great place to play a warp forest. Boom, 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 I'm setting up the Enderman umbrella. Here we are. I still don't actually know the time. I think this is somewhere around 9 minutes, which is wild. 9 minutes, I already have all my blaze rods. I'm setting up the Enderman umbrella. And they said this warp forest is pretty good, so at least the location of the warp forest is pretty good. So here I'm starting to jump, crit out the Enderman, get a bunch of pearls. Usually 7 and 13 is what I aim for. 6 and 12 is okay, because the chances that an eye breaks, usually you only have to throw 2 eyes. One as you get out of that portal, and one right as you're above the village. And because an ender eye has a 10% chance to break, that's only like a 20% chance that either of them break. So, you'll be fine. 20% chance doesn't mean 0% chance. So 7 and 13, in case is pretty good. So we are farming the good old Ender Pearls here. I remember saying like this is the most boring part of the run. And I'm going to stick by that. It still kind of is, but this will be part of the run later where I'm running to the stronghold. That's the most boring part of this run. By far. Like this warp, I'm like, oh, alright, this is good pace. And again, I don't time my runs. I don't. So I have no clue what pace this is. I know it's like pretty good. I'm going to leave the nether in under 13 minutes. I leave it like 12:51, which is head and shoulders above every other pace that I've ever been on. Other than my 23:46 that happens like 2 hours later, and in that run, I leave the nether like basically a minute later. And that's still head and shoulders over every other nether leaf that I've ever had. For reference, in Mini Miners 1844, the nether is left at about 12 minutes and 38 seconds. So this was only about 13 seconds leaving the nether behind world record pace. That's a little wild. And especially because I didn't really have a warp spawn, I could have played a little bit better. There's a whole lot of nitpicking I could have done, like I said. That could have been better, this could have been a little bit better. In the end, what really kills this run is the fact that the stronghold is 2,171 blocks away, exactly. And a 2,000 block stronghold is very, very far. So we are leaving the nether. I forget whether I have 12 or 13 pearls. I think I leave with 12, but then one breaks. So, you know, that 20% chance kind of came back to bite me. But, oh well. I'm jumping and I'm just kind of running back to the portal. I don't think I checked coordinates of where exactly the portal is, because I'm so close to it that I know. You know, you just came, I just made a straight line to the fortress and then went right. So all I gotta do is make a straight line back to the fortress and then go left. I'm just getting destroyed by gas here, and I just kind of don't care because I have enough armor that it doesn't matter. But we're gonna leave the nether very shortly. You can see the hay bale kind of coming in clutch a little bit. It's necessary. Let me see. Are we at the portal yet? Very soon it appears. Very soon we will be. There it is. And again, sorry about the load times. They are... There's nothing I can really do about it. It's 1.19 and this kind of happens, so... Very sorry that there's these horrendously long load times. If I could make them shorter, I would. But I'm not in control of that. So, here we are, leaving the nether. I'm kind of like, don't really know what to do here. I could have just like popped out of the front side of the fortress and pillared 2 blocks up with the 2 pieces of nether brick that I have in my 3 slot, but I decided not to for whatever reason. So I'm out, I craft my blaze powder, and I'm trying to craft my Eyes of Ender. And then a baby zombie like kind of starts running after me, so I'd have to start running as well. And I run past a creeper. I'm just kind of running. I don't know where I'm running to because I haven't thrown an eye. Then I threw an eye and it goes that way. So that's lovely. Then you have to go over an ocean, and I pick up my crafting table because I know I'm going to try to craft a boat. However, the baby zombie is still chasing me down. So I'm going to have to like craft it underwater weirdly. Then I was going to try to destroy it, and the baby zombie ends up hitting me. Then I have to, like, I forgot how stupid mining things underwater is. It takes, like, a very long time. And there we are. I'm in the boat, and I'm going to start traveling to the stronghold. I'm going to eat a piece of bread. And right on here is where I message my good friend, Sauce and Steve. And I tell him, yo, I'm on sub 30 pace. Not knowing that I just left another 13 minutes. 13 seconds behind world record pace. I had no clue. All I know is it's still nighttime, so I've got to be... at most 19 minutes in. I'm thinking I'm like 17, 18 minutes. Because I mean, I'm just not used to like leaving the nether this early. So that's going on. It tells me to go live. I don't know how to do that, so I decline. And I'm still on the way to the stronghold. I didn't really have any high hopes as I saw this eye vendor go into the ocean, or at least point me that way, because villages don't usually spawn in the ocean, nor can they. Do they spill over in the ocean sometimes? Yeah, but they don't spawn there, so the stronghold isn't going to be there. So I'm forced to look around and be like, oh, it's not going to be close. This isn't going to be fun. So I'm going to try to, yeah, there I'm breaking the boat. Jump across. We're going to start running this way. Come across a snow biome, which I think, okay, here we go. I'm going to hit the stronghold. It's going to be like right in here somewhere. I was thinking like it's going to be the -700 roughly coordinates of it. And, oh yeah, that's one of the funniest points in the video. I just, I use my shovel. I break one snowball and then the shovel breaks. So I use the good old ice boating strategy. Kind of come over here and throw an eye and I see where it's going and it goes that way. I don't really like that, but it means I could ice boat more, so that's cool, I guess. Head over this way. I'm thinking, all right, come on. It's gotta be close. And it is not close. I have to run for this amount of time. This is a very stupidly long amount of time. That's the only difference in between like this and straight up world record is the amount of time that it took me to travel to the stronghold. That's about it. Well, I guess Stronghold Nav wasn't the best here either, but I would suggest you watch my 2347, because I did amazing Stronghold Nav and a really cool one cycle. Like, that was, yeah, it was an Obsidian-less one cycle with, like, really, really good Stronghold Nav. And the Stronghold Nav wasn't even easy. I just did it. Yeah, a lot of luck was involved in the 2347. But this is a cool run in of its own. My first pace, that was ridiculously good, and I had no clue. I have 9 sub-30s now, by the way. I have to gloat about my achievements at least once in a video, so I have 9 sub-30s, and 4 of them have came within 4 days. No. Yeah, 4 of them came within 3 days. I have 2656, a 2503. This run, this run, which is a 2323, and then the 2346, they all happened within 3 days. However, now it's kind of like almost finals week, so I'm going to get obliterated. Very sorry about that. And my laptop is just continuously showing that it's showing its age, I guess. Alright, back to the topic. It is starting to turn day, I think, which isn't good. But there's the village right there, I think. But you can see my Z coordinate. It is almost 2,000, or negative 2,000. If you remember my 2343, the village was incredibly close. This village was not so kind to me. It decided to spawn here. Come on, why would you want to spawn here? And let me get some wood here. I don't really remember what I'm getting it for. Oh, a shovel. Okay, that was kind of smart of me, actually. Looking back at that, that's a smart play, because I only have 1 snowball. However, the one thing this does share with the 2343 is that it's this kind of snowy village with like the bell in the middle. So I'm gonna do the good old classic bowler guy thing to do, and run up and throw an eye like above it, and it's gonna do the same thing that I did in my 2343 and just go straight down, and I can't see it. It's so funny. Like I throw it and I'm like, all right, it's gonna go straight down. So I hop down here. I'm like, where is it? Where did it go? I'm like, okay, I don't care. I know it went somewhere this way. And there's the even coordinate. So I'm going to try to get there. And we're just going to go down to the stronghold. Now, at this point, I really don't think it's pace at all. I mean, it's already daytime, and I'm just digging down to the stronghold. My 2343, I was in the stronghold. Roughly, at this point. Now, granted, The stronghold nav was absolutely terrible, and so was the end fight, but I was in the stronghold, so I didn't really have a perception of, well, if I get good nav and, you know, if I get good one cycle time, then that will be PB. I wasn't really thinking that. The first time I timed this run, it was like 25 minutes, because there was 2 resets right in the very start of it, because I didn't even second guess that, because I thought, well, I mean, I ran so far to the stronghold that it had to be 25 minutes. I kind of underestimated just how quick this run was. But here we are on the stronghold. Stronghold nav will once again kind of obliterate me here, but it's not as bad as a 2343, I think. I'm running around, I'm checking all the hidden rooms. I'm really searching around for it here. This is the only part of any run that I just hate, because there's not really much you can do to control this. It's not like you can do preemptive like you can do in Java or anything. You just have to run around and hope, you know? This is like the most unfun part of the run. It's the most boring part. Yes, I said it. I don't care about the Enderman anymore. This is the most boring part of the run. Watch me run around and try to find an end portal. Like, why? But I'm still running around. Like, what am I doing here? Well, I mean, obviously I'm trying to find the end portal, but listen, I can't find it. And like, I'm running around here like, oh, here it goes. If there was any remnant of personal best left, it has left me by now. It has absolutely, like, left my veins. There's nothing here. This is going to be terrible. And I'm still running around. I finally find it. I need a 1-eye, by the way, because that eye broke, and luckily I get it. And I'm going to smack the silverfish goodbye. Place a block there, and I'm going to craft an eye. And we will shortly be in the end. Doo-doo-doo-doo. And at this time I was already in the end of my 2343 as well. So, in many ways, the 2343 was on pace to be much, much better than this run. However, the horrible, absolutely terrible one cycle kind of pushed this run ahead of it by 20 seconds somehow. And we're going to jump up on the end island here. I have the obsidian from the blacksmith earlier, which is a common occurrence in my runs, I suppose. It's happened in this PB, it happened in my last PB. I guess it happened in my 2510 and my 2552 as well. So, that's cool. And I'm gonna wait here for the dragon to perch. I didn't have an extra pearl to throw. I set up one cycle, slap the dragon a few times, activate crit bug and whatnot. We're gonna jump up here. I'm gonna wait till the dragon kind of flips its head. Slow it down. I'm gonna get 3 beds off. Boom, bam, pow, and the dragon has been defeated. And I don't know if it's PB, but I know it's sub 30. I'm on the other, so I say bye soft because I know it's sub 30. And with that, goodbye.